Boker Tov, Boker Tov.
Boker Tov, Rabbi Prague, how are you?
Oh, thank you. בוקר טוב, מה אתה שומע מהארץ?
אותו הדבר, שקט. Shakate is, it's a broad term, but yeah.
Yeah.
And if you could fix the camera, Rabbi Prague.
Yeah.
Please. Boker Tov, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Going back to the end of last week's parasha and the beginning of this week's parasha, we understand what was the halachic justification for Pinchas to kill Nasi Israel, to kill him. He's the president of Shevet Shimon. But why did he kill the woman? She's a Gentile. Let's look a second in the Rambam in Perek Yudbet Meisurei B'Yah Halacha Yud. Rambam Sefer Kedusha. Hilchot Isurei B'Yah Perek Yudbet Halacha Yud. You realize this is the question of the Orach Hayim HaKadosh, and he says something that the Rambam also says. Listen to the Rambam, Perek Yudbet Halacha Yud. Okay, let's go in Halacha Tet. It's always good to look at the Rambam before. Goy, Abba, Bat Israel, if a Jewish man had a relationship, if a Gentile had a relationship with a Jewish woman, in the halachic Jewish state, if a Gentile has a relationship, not raping, relationship with a married Jewish woman, he's being killed. In Pnuyai, if she is single, they don't have. Now listen to this now. Aval Israel, Abal Agoya, a Jewish man had a relationship with a Gentile lady, Ben Ktana Bat Shalosh Shanim B'Yom Echad. She's young. Ben Gdola, she's older, after 12. Ben Pnuya, she's single. Ben Esheti, she's married. Listen good to the Rambam. Afilu haya katan ben 9 shanim b'yom echad, even if he is a kid, 9 years and 1 day. Halachically, this is the age that the halacha looks on his sexual relationship with a woman as a real act. For instance, if a person died without kids and his brother-in-law, who is 10 years old, he shouldn't have done it, but he did. He was meyabem, his sister-in-law, shouldn't have done it. But this is yibum. Why? Because the act, the physical act, counts as a full-fledged act. Let's say if a kid somehow physically is able to have a relationship at the age of eight with a married Jewish woman, we would not kill her because the act doesn't count halachically as a. Even if he's 9 years old, please listen good now. Kivan sheba la goya bezadon, knowingly he knew and she knew. Arezu nehereget. You know the Rambam? A Gentile woman had a relationship with a Jewish man willingly. She is being killed. מפני שבת לישראל תקלה על ידיה, because she caused a Jewish man the Lashon Takala means an obstacle. She became the obstacle that caused the Jewish men to sin. Kebeima. Maze kebeima. It says in the Chumash, if a Jewish man has a relationship with an animal or a Jewish woman has a relationship with an animal, we would kill the animal. What did the animal do wrong? Nothing. The animal is the reason why the man or the woman sin. ודבר זה מפורש בתורה. It is well. שנאמר, הן הנה היו לבני ישראל בדבר בלעם. וכל אישה יודעת איש למשכב זכר אהוב. This week is Parashat Pinchas. The following week is Matot Umasei. In Matot Umasei, Moshe Rabbeinu is organizing an army to take revenge on Midian. Revenge on what? Okay, the men, but the woman, says the Torah, Ein Hina Ayu Bnei Israel B'dvar Bilam. The end of last parasha, Bilam couldn't curse openly the Jewish people. Bilam gave the idea that your daughters entice the Jewish men, and 14,000 people got killed. 14 and a half. Many more for Avodah Zarah. Says the Rambam here, if a Jewish man has a relationship with a non-Jewish woman, we would kill her if it's knowingly, the same way we kill an animal that has a relationship with a man or woman, and the open that he brings is in Parashat Matot, when the Jewish army went to Midian, they killed all the males, they brought back all the women and children. They were told that all the women that had a relationship with Jewish men has to be killed. Says the Rambam that this is the reason why Pinchas had the right to kill Cosby. What did she do wrong? It's his fault, you know? Interestingly enough, yes, the Or Chaim HaKadosh, yes, he's asking the question, and he comes up with the same answer. Yes. Now, interestingly, those ladies from Midian, I mean, the way Rashi describes it, told the Jewish men, you want me, here is Avodah Zarah.
Yeah.
Do this. You can say much, perhaps the reason is because of the Avodah Zarah, which is a much bigger issue on them than having a relationship with Jewish boys. But this is a question that people ask on the Rambam. Why is it, if the Rambam would bring us the story that we read, that Pinchas kills the woman and Zimri, this is a proof. Here, the Rambam is bringing a pasuk. However, the reason why the Rambam is bringing it, because the pasuk openly says in Bamidbar 31:16, Ein Hina Hayu Lebnei Israel B'dvar Bilam. And it says, V'chol Isha Yodat Ish Lemishkav Zachar. The psukim somehow are focusing on the fact that they caused this obstacle for the Jewish men.
So it's interesting that So who is the biggest sinner here? Is it the woman or is it the man?
It's a very good question.
The
Yeah.
woman,
I mean, it's a very good discussion.
because then
The man is definitely the reason. The
the
man.
man is definitely the reason.
Yeah. But why are we killing the woman?
Yeah, so that's
But
my question. If she enticed him, is
now
one thing.
man,
She enticed him is one thing.
right?
But he was the aggressor. But the animal saying the animal is not enticing, so to speak. So therefore, if the animal gets killed, one could say the woman gets killed.
By animal, I mean a good example. By animal, the reason is, but if you keep the animal alive,
It's a bouchon.
weeks a month after, when the animal is taking a walk,
Yeah.
you see, everyone would be reminded. Everyone would be reminded. A good, if you want a good example, look a second. Rani, you have the Chumash also in front of you.
I'll get it. But you went to Rabam, I didn't bring the Chumash again.
It's just like the man is much more active.
100%. If you really want to make it a big question,
And then he should have said he should have killed the woman first, but he says the man and then the woman.
but we'll come back to it in a minute. And I just want to show you, go back to the story in Parashat Pinchas, and the donkey is speaking.
In Chukat, you mean? In Balak, excuse me.
No. Balak.
Not Pinchas, Balak.
Three times the angel, the Pasuk says, is trying to block the donkey of Bilam. Finally, he gets very upset, and the Malach appears to him. So please go to page 862 by Yul Elari. It's
862.
862 Elari by Yul. It's Perek Chavbet. Perek Chavbet Pasuk Lamed Bet.
That word is so hard.
Yomer Elav Malach Hashem finally appears, and he speaks to Bilam. Al mei kita et atoncha shalosh regalim. Why did you strike her 3 times? Hine anochi yatzati lesatan. I was the reason why she moved off the main road. Ki yaret haderech lenegdi. Now listen good now. Vatirani aton, she, not you, she. I mean, it's the biggest rebuke you realize to Bilam. You claim to be able to communicate with Hashem, and here you missed donkey, you missed the angel. But Tirani ha'aton, but take lefanai, but she was able to feel my presence 3 times. Now listen to this now. Ulai nateta mipanai, and she not turned away, yes, because of me, I would have now even have killed you and let her live. You listen to the Pasuk, you see? Ulai nateta mipanai, and she not move away.
Yeah. Well, that's where Rashi makes that word ulai. That's the Rashi there. That Rashi says ulai is the pasuk, like, and they used it a few times in the lulei harakta, eglati. We had that, and then we have it in
Shon, yes.
Yeah, and then we have it also last week in the Parshad, where he says, "If you had brought us lulei loha, we didn't come out of Mitzrayim, we wouldn't die in the Rav or the Sameh, right?" It's interesting.
She not moved. This is good. Ki ata gam otcha haragti. מה זה gam? I would have killed you too. מה זה you too? Who was killed? Did you ever notice that? Ki ata gam, the angel says to him,
Have it kill you?
אותך הרגתי, yes? So as you know, of course, yes? Look at the Rashi now. Rani, if you have the answer, look on the right column.
Come.
Yes, you see over there?
Come.
Okay, but look, ואותה החייתי. You see ואותה החייתי?
Yeah.
Says Rashi, ועתה but now, מפני שדיברה והוכיחתך, but she rebuked you in front of many people. ולא יכולת לעמוד בתוכחתה, and you couldn't really answer back. כמו שכתוב, ויאמר לו, הרגתיה, I killed her, says the angel, שלא יאמרו זוהי שסילקה את בלעם בתוכחתה, ולא יכול the mind-boggling Rashi. Rashi explains that the angel had to kill her because otherwise the donkey would be a living creature. Look how foolish Bilam is. She saw, he didn't see. She rebuked him and he had nothing to say. Says Rashi, שחס המקום על כבוד הבריות. You see how far? The man is a subhuman. For money and power is going to kill innocent people. And the donkey gave him what he deserves. No, but if we keep her alive, everyone would be reminded how foolish he acted and was. וכן, Rashi continues, והיית בהמה תהרוגו, if a man has a relationship with an animal, we kill the animal. And the other pasuk Rashi says, והרגת את האישה ואת הבהמה. This is exactly what we saw in the Rambam. But it's mavhil to think the man really doesn't deserve it. Bilam deserves any respect. The embarrassment that he's about to have, that on 3 attempts to curse the Jewish people, he failed. This is a public humiliation. But for now, the animal is being put to sleep, killed. It's mind-boggling. So going back, now I'm going back to your point, Larry, going back, the Rambam is telling us, we started, why did Pinchas kill the lady? The Rambam is saying much more than that. The Rambam is saying that even if a minor, a kid at the age of 10, with a goya, we would kill the animal. Yes?
Do we have other examples of in halacha where we killed the takala or we hurt the takala? I'm thinking. I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I mean, the way it's explained. But are there examples where
לא, זו שאלה טובה מאוד. רק המיל החידוש פה שאנחנו הורגים, אתה מבין?
Right.
זה החידוש, זה אין. The 2 examples Rashi gave us in Chumash, and if a man or a woman having a relationship with an animal, or if a Gentile, here, this is the Rambam again that we saw,
Right.
if a Gentile woman, if a Jewish boy has a relationship with a Gentile woman, now I'll tell you why this is a fascinating example and not so simple. Give me a second, I just have to find the Gemara. Open Gemara Sanhedrin, I think it's 54. Rani, listen carefully to this Gemara.
Yeah.
The source for that. The Mishnah is in Sanhedrin 54, the Mishnah says, Abal Azachor, if a man had a relationship with another man, Ba'ala Be'ima, or the woman has a relationship, so the punishment is even very severe. The punishment is skila. This, Larry, you have it in the Mishnah.
Yeah, I have it. It's Habala Zachor
Yeah.
Ba'ala Be'ima.
Im Adam Chata, this is the Mishnah is asking the question. Im Adam Chata, if the man made a mistake, we understand. Be'ima ma Chata.
Yeah.
Ela lefi shebat la'adam takala al yada, lefichach amar hakatuv tisaker. She was the obstacle. Therefore, davar acher, another reason gives the Mishnah, שלא תהי בהמה עוברת בשוק, ויאמרו זוהי שנזכר פלוני על ידה. So the Mishnah gives the two reasons. Reason number one, she is the obstacle. And the other one is to stop or to avoid the humiliation. And so let me show you what the Gemara says on it. Here. Now, please go to page 55, Larry 55.
So I'm looking, Rabbi Prak. So it says, the Be'eri says, as you're talking, I'm reading it, it's interesting. So I'm looking, wow.
Now we are going to focus on it in the Gemara in 55a on the bottom.
Wow.
When the Meiri is summarizing it, the Meiri says there are two reasons. A, takala, she was the obstacle. B, humiliation.
But the Rambam stays with the takala.
Wait, let's go to the Gemara now in 55a. Listen to this. Ba'u minei merav sheshat. If you have picture of regular Gemara, it's one line before the white lines. Ba'u minei merav sheshat.
This is an A?
55a, yes.
Okay.
Right before the white lines on the bottom. Oved kochavim aba'ala be'ima amar. Yes. What happens if a Gentile has relationship with an animal? Of course, we have to kill him because this is one of the forbidden relationships he's commended to. How about the animal? Would we kill it or not? Look inside. You hear, Rani?
Yeah, I hear you.
Relationship with an animal. Listen. Takala vekalon be'inan. Maybe we need the two reasons, an obstacle and humiliation. So by a Jew,
You need both.
you have, no, not only you need.
Oh, yeah, there are two.
But maybe by the God there's no humiliation. That's what we're implying.
An animal, it's an obstacle, but it's not a humiliation, because if you did it knowingly and willingly, perhaps the two together in the Mishnah is the reason why you kill the animal. But if a Gentile has a relationship with an animal, it's only an obstacle, but not humiliation. Or Dilma, or perhaps takala avapish ein kalon. Or perhaps one reason. Very interesting question. Okay, now the Gemara brings a very interesting raya. So, Larry, go to 55b.
55?
55, the same page, but in Amud
B.
B, okay.
Here, look at the sixth line from the top. By Rav Amnuna, Israel abala be'ima b'shogeg ma'u. He did it b'shogeg. Okay, let's not go how is it possible, b'shogeg. Takala ve'kalon be'inan Here, when he has a relationship with the animal, shogeg, whatever it means, but he didn't do it fully knowing, there's definitely humiliation. But this is not a takala. Why? And the proof is you don't kill it. Yes? Odilma kalon, afabi shein takala. Here? Here's a similar question now. A Jewish man had a relationship with an animal, the shogeg, certainly humiliation, not a takala. So by a goy is the opposite. You have a takala, you have an obstacle, but there's no humiliation. And the Gemara is a safek. Now the Gemara wants to know if it's b'shogeg. So listen to the proof the Gemara brings. Tashma. Tashma. It's a long baraita. I'm reading the beginning and the end. Bat Israel, Bat Shalosh Shanim v'Yom Echad. The Jewish young lady, very young. Okay? And she is married. The father married her. Okay? So she's fully married, and if someone rapes her, it's chayav mitzvah. And at the end, Larry, if you go 7 lines, she is not punished, but the man will be punished. Ve'afilu behema. Yes. If an animal would have a relationship with a girl of 11, we would kill the animal. So the Gemara says, she is not an adult. So what you have is only humiliation. You don't have a takala. And it says in the Braita that you do kill the animal. So you see that you don't need the 2 factors. An obstacle, halachic. Again, we have a question. A Jewish man had a relationship with an animal accidentally. There is a big humiliation, but you don't have a halachic obstacle because you would not be killed. She is not going to be killed here. Still, we kill the animal. So the Gemara says, והאחד דקלון איכא תקלה לקה וקטני ומתין על ידה. Answers the Gemara, כיוון דמזידאי תקלה נמי איכא, ולחמנה הוא דחס על הדידה. הדידה חס, הבהמה לא חס. Okay, there's no time. This could be a class, an hour class, but the Gemara says you're making a mistake. When a girl does something knowingly, it is an obstacle. It's an obstacle that she cannot be punished because she's not fully mature. We are looking on a case when a Jew did it, b'shogeg. Over there's no obstacle at all. You cannot tell me that if a Ketana does it b'mezid, there's no obstacle. There is an obstacle there. So again, let's go back now. We saw the Mishnah, 2 reasons why Jewish man is having a relationship. The Gemara wants to know by a Gentile, and the Gemara is presenting it by a Gentile. You have one of the 2. You have an obstacle. There's no humiliation. And the Gemara wants to know what happened by a Jewish man accidentally, where there is the opposite. You have a humiliation without an act that we can label as a takala. And the Gemara wants to bring it. The Gemara wants to bring a proof from the young lady. The Gemara says no. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, by her, we, the halacha, looks at it as an obstacle, not a full-fledged obstacle. Now, let's look a second and see what the Rambam says הילה ללוקה סקדי לרמב"ם, ספר שופטים הלכות מלכים, פרק ט' הלכה ו'. רמב"ם, ספר שופטים, הלכות מלכים. I want to show you what the Rambam says happens to a Gentile who had a relationship with an animal.
What parak?
פרק ט'.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was going to ask you, where does it say that a B'nai Noach is not permitted to have relations with...
Good. Are you asking where in the Chumash? Where
Yeah, in other words, you always go to this parak when you want to know that Sheva Mitzvah B'nai...
So this is a sugya in Sanhedrin. We didn't do the Gemara, but the Gemara learns it to Kim.
Is it an extension of one of the seven? It's an extension of one of the seven? Or is it on its own?
When a goy is one of the seven mitzvot B'nai Noach is forbidden relationship.
Oh.
Rani, what is included in the...
that's Gili Arayot, okay.
What is, Rani?
Oh. Anything forbidden? Those a woman that's somebody else's wife? Or
married woman.
Yeah.
A mother.
Yeah.
A sister from the father.
Yeah.
Relationship with an animal is one.
Oh, it's included. It's included.
Included in Gilui Arayot.
Well, forbidden relationships, period.
Right.
I got it.
So look in Perek Tet, Halacha Vav.
So that's an infraction itself. It has nothing to do with embarrassment. It's an infraction. He broke the law. Capital offense. End of story.
Very good. Look a second now. Perek Tet Halacha Vav. Here it is. This is exactly the topic in the Rambam. Ben Noach חייב על מפותת אביו ואנוסת אביו. Listen carefully. A Gentile raped a woman. A child was born. His son had a relationship with his mother. Says the Rambam, you have to kill him because it's your mother, regardless if she is your father's wife or not. She is your mother, okay? Now listen carefully. וחייב על אשת אביו, אפילו לאחר מיתת אביו. By a goy, your father's wife, even if your father is dead, but the name is, she is your father's wife, even though she's not your mother's חייב. חייב על הזכור, homosexual relationship, בין קטן, בין גדול. Please listen carefully now. ועל הבהמה, if a Gentile has a relationship with an animal, we would kill him, והוא נהרג לבדו, ואין הורגים את הבהמה, שלא נצטוו בהריגת בהמה אלא ישראל. The Rambam says that if a Gentile had a relationship with an animal, we would kill him, but not kill the animal. Why? Because only by Jews we would kill the animal. Why? The answer is we just saw the Gemara. Because the way the Rambam is presenting it now, you need the two factors: the obstacle
and the kalon,
and the humiliation and the kalon. So here is the Rambam telling us, right, that if a Gentile did it, there's no kalon. If you go back now, how we started, but when the lady went with Zimri, he is a Jewish man with a woman, the humiliation is to the Jewish man, you understand? So here, the Gemara in Sanhedrin is presenting a question. A Gentile has a relationship with an animal. Of course you kill him. Would you kill the animal? Rambam's conclusion is no. Because in order to kill, you need both factors.
That was if the male is a goy. If the male is a Jew, then you have to kill the animal.
Correct. So So this explains to us why she, the woman, Zimri, the Kozbi Batsu, was killed. Now listen to something interesting.
But okay, but
When we read it already last Thursday, and today we started. When Pinchas comes to the tent and is killing both, it's only when they are together. Let's say Zimri would separate himself, we might take him to court, but you have no right to touch him. Let me ask you now, would he have the right to kill her, even if Zimri separated himself from her? Based on everything we discussed this morning, the answer is yes. Why? Why is she killed?
it's a takala.
Yeah, both factors. Yeah, both factors still.
Humiliation and the obstacle, even if it's a week later or a month later.
Yeah.
And the proof for that is the case that the Rambam himself is bringing us from the war against Midian. Why did Moshe tell them to kill the woman? And the Pasuk openly says, Ein Heina, those ladies were the obstacle and the humiliation. But you see, if you really look into it, the lesson to us is how deep humiliation of a person is. The man did an Aveira willingly, correct? Why should we protect his dignity? The answer is your punishment is your punishment. But so to say, enough is enough. To the point that we saw today in Rashi, that even by Bilam, who is the lowest of the low, is the epitome of evil, and man for power and money is willing to annihilate people. The animal had to die. Why? Says the Malach to him, because it will be a tremendous humiliation to you. I mean, think for a minute, yes? If part of the delegation would come back and tell the king of Moab, he claims that he has the power to do it. His donkey, he couldn't read what she is doing. It's the biggest humiliation. And obviously he had a record of success. Otherwise, Balak would not offer him such a reward or try to get him at any cost. But now,
Rabbi, can we go back to the example? If it was 2 weeks later, they separated. 2 weeks later, they're gonna kill her, right? Is the man liable? Is he liable to anything?
No.
He did the act. He separated.
And now we definitely give him a punishment,
but no death.
Killing him is only if you catch him.
To prevent further desecration, so to speak.
This is why when Pinchas came in and he was stabbing them
together,
just to prove to everyone. But you realize, we are so caught in the story that we never pay attention. He really was putting his life on the line, you realize, yes?
It's risky, but he's a rodef in a way.
He went into enemy territory. He went to the Shevet of Shimon. This is the Nasi.
Yeah.
But this is, every time the story comes up, this is a good example what zealousness is about. Pinchas knew that theoretically speaking, he is going to be dead by the end of the day, because as he comes out, because he pretended, why did they let Pinchas go into the camp of Shimon? because he told them, why are only those people? I also think it's okay. You know what I mean? For them, this was a big, so to say, a big kavod that Pinchas, the grandson of Aaron, is coming to join us. When they realized that he killed them, they would kill him instantly. But why didn't they kill him? Because the plague that started and killed 14,000 began right there. People got very scared. People started to scream. People fell dead left and right. The confusion let him go out. If you see later, we'll see this week. This week is the second count of the Jewish people. So if you really follow, you might do it one morning, follow the numbers, and you'll see that if you compare 40 years ago and 40 years later, every Shevet is less. How is it possible? Less 2,000 less 3. By Shimon, it's half. This is one of the proofs that those 14,000 were from Shimon. So Pinchas did not know that he is going to be spared, yes? He was, but this is what real zealousness is about, yes? You understand, this is one of the parshiyot. It has to be written to show us, but it's very dangerous because many lunatics.
Yeah. In a way, he's the first responder, so to speak. He took action and put his life at risk.
I know, but first responder too. I'm using an example, but it's only an example. When I was a kid, mamash a kid, Israeli Knesset was on King George Street. Does anyone remember it? No, you don't remember it.
No, I don't remember that being on King George Street, no.
I 80 years anyway. When Ben-Gurion were discussing the idea of getting millions of dollars from Germany, and there was a discussion in the Knesset, someone came in with a hand grenade and threw it into the Knesset. Guy says, my relatives were killed in the Holocaust and you wanted money for blood?
That's when there was a big machloka between him and Begin at that point.
Actually, Begin gave a very passionate,
tremendous speech about that.
A passionate speech.
That's why people that time wouldn't buy German cars. It's the same concept.
My father-in-law, if you give him the best product, half price, he says it's Germany, forget about it. I mean, but now.
And then for a while, you had only Mercedes taxis in Israel.
right? But you do realize that Ben-Gurion in his vision understood if we are building a state, the infrastructure of Israel was German money. What do you think? But I'm using the hand grenade as a good example. The man who was, can you imagine? The man says, I lost my father, mother, brothers and sisters, and you are?
Well, you could say about that Meshuggah kid in New York who kills the pharmaceutical guy. He could say he's a Kanai because and the people
Luigi Mangione, Sean McCollbluff in the back.
But this is why it's so dangerous.
It's terribly dangerous.
This is why education is important, and
that's why you don't want to mention the Rabin thing because it's a terrible. It gets out of control. It's horrific.
You're right. If you read the biography of the man that killed him, each one of us will take him as a son-in-law.
Yeah.
Example what the Israeli education is about. A new immigrant got perfect education. He's in college. He's in law school. He's in the Golani Brigade. He's religious. I met people that went to Russia with him. He volunteered to learn with Russians. But a virus went into his head. You never, ever kill unless you talk to someone. Except here, but this is why someone was asking, why is in the Seret HaDibrot, it says, V'chol ha'am ro'im et hakolot.
You don't roim kolot.
Not only they heard it,
They saw.
they saw. Why? Because if you only hear, you might think that lo tirtzach is with a vav. Lo, for the sake of God, you can kill. You have to hear it and see it. It's a lo, lo tirtzach. Okay, but this is part of our challenge. This is why the Pinchas, people like him are important, but for the wrong eye, for the wrong ear, you might learn the exact opposite.
Sure.
Bezrat Hashem will continue tomorrow.
Thank you. Rabbi, you have any idea of what your plan will be for Thursday, the fast day? We still plan to have a class, but I don't know, the prayers may run a little longer. What's your thinking?
We have to start a little later.
Okay, so we'll continue with that, Hashem. Happy to be my sister's your side as well, so I usually find for the classes that day.
We'll be probably around 7:30 because the prayers.
Okay, whenever it is.
Why not?
That's great. Yeah, good. That's great. Okay, great. Thank you. Excellent.
Don't forget, we never fast in the morning. Psychologically, when you wake up, you're hungry already, but you feel hungry only noon and afternoon. But at 7 o'clock in the morning, no one ever ate yet. But
yeah, but some people like to have a cup of coffee, but that's another story.
okay, the coffee is coffee.
I tell everybody my coffee is medicinal purposes.
Just
Thank you.
have a great day, Ralph. See you tonight, Rabbi Pragesh.
Thank you.